And anyone who's here who, hi Eileen, anyone here who scopes as well, let me know if you've been able to go horizontal lately, because it seems like lately I can only scope vertically, and the very nature of what I do is horizontal, as you can see looking at those sketches above. Thank you for the hearts already. I don't know if we've all met or anything. I know Eileen, I think we may have met yesterday. So I'm going to introduce myself, and I want to welcome replay viewers as well. If you find any of this valuable, please, give some hearts or share with your Twitter followers or Facebook or whatever. You think that's dope? Thank you. What we're going to do today, I'm going to take you in close. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to bring you in nice and close. This is from 1992. And this is oh no, wait a second. Arrgh. I can't believe it. I came up here and I left the fabric swatches downstairs. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so I have all these fabrics on a card, and that was going to be part of the presentation. I think that's where I left them. Lorenzo! That's awful. Bummer. Okay, so I'm going to just skip that part. But what I wanted, even though that was an important part of what I wanted to talk about. So what I have here is a presentation. It's not a portfolio per se, that it's not in a book. Okay, it's kind of a funky layout here. But I want to talk about it because I want to talk about the elements that are here. Please feel free to introduce yourself. Introduce yourselves to each other. Ask me questions. Connect with each other. I'm an on and off, usually on Instagram junkie. So please, hi Sharon. Please share your Instagram handles so you can connect with each other. I know we have sewers, illustrators, print designers, pattern makers, jewelry makers. We have such a great community here. And I'm doing a lot of extra scoping this week and stuff because I have an online fashion design course. It's beginner friendly, but then it goes deep because I don't believe in talking down. Well, I've been teaching this for 20 years and I like to go deep and give a lot. And this is the goal. The goal is to illustrate a group of sketches. And that's what's happening here. And I'm going to come in closer now. Let me know if you have any questions. What happens is the first thing I do before I design is I start with fabric swatches. My fabric swatches are downstairs. They're supposed to be in my hand right now. I don't know if I should yell to the kids. I can't run you downstairs with me because I swear my house is such a mess. Sammy, I thought you were on a rocket ship going to meet your granddaughter. Okay, so this is like I believe this is a wool. Dark green wool. I have exposed plastic zippers. Vet Marie. Hi, Elisha. But Marie, I want to know more about your book, Carnival, Dresden Carnival. I love the name. I'm a Carnival enthusiast. See, this is a denim. You see the twill? Hi, Elisha. How are you today? So how do I usually work? So first I'll start with the fabric collection because that will define the colors and the weight of the group. Again, this one's from 1992. These are mine. From 1992. And honestly, I think I still was elongating the figure. Like for children's wear, I guess these are I think they're pretty long and narrow, but, and I exaggerated the feet. So this is a jumper layered over another dress. And so that's the thing is you want to have your fabric reference. So you want to have your fabric swatches. I have swatches for all of these. Oh, haha, okay. Thanks for saying hi. Hi, So5. January 7th. Oh, I thought you were going today. Thought you're like, gotta go. I'm going to Philly. So this is a collection, and I wish I had the horizontal so I could show you the whole group. Hi, darling. How you doing? I wanted to share this children's wear group that I did way back. She's whistling. See those little notes? But what's really important is that you want to, match the colors of your paint as closely as you can to your swatches. And that just doesn't mean approximate. So something I always teach is how to Really, really, really match up your colors. Oh, you guys know each other. 16 modern quilt projects. Who knew? Vet Marie wrote a book. It's about modern quilting. I had no idea that you even were involved in quilting. I knew you did fabrics and surface design and graphic design. There's just so many fascinating people here. So what we also talk about is how to add texture. So you see that little bit of shine on this jacket. The colored pencil to show the top stitching. Here we have a plaid, and the way we did the plaid, I swear I'm going to have to abandon you guys at some point during this, and I'm going to run downstairs and get the swatches. Because what you do is you get the base color of the plaid, so I did the blue shirt, and then I use colored pencils after the gouache dries to do all of the lines. Isn't that nice? It's so pleasing to do those things as well. And there is, thank you. There's so much detail in fashion that the secret is, look at her expression on her face. The thing is how to capture it without getting too lost in so many details that you'll never be able to finish it. So I think one of the reasons in the fashion classes where we have models posing for just 2 minutes, isn't that wonderful? We all got to send a lot of love and peace to new baby girl in the world. If you ask me, that's what Christmas is all about. It's about babies being born and families being born and celebrating new life. I never thought about that before I was a mom, but then that's what it became. So I'm going to come down here for a minute, and what happens is, now normally in a portfolio I probably would have my flats next to my illustrations, but what I want to show you is these technical drawings. And so if you look above, oh my gosh, everyone's having babies. How many of you still are like, can I have one more baby? Sometimes I feel that way. Before Angie was born, I was like, if I don't have another baby, I'm going to go crazy. Thank you. No, I know, it's kind of a relief to get into no mode, right? Sharon, I think I'm just about there. So, Fred Murray. You can tell who's got little ones, too. The littler the kids, the more like, no! But yeah, that feeling always, I don't know if it always comes back, but I know it does for me. How old do you think these kids are? You know, I drew this before I even had kids. I don't think I had any idea what age I was designing for. Are they 9? Are they 9 and 10-year-olds? I don't even know. I don't even know. So when you make a presentation, you would have like a clear, like here's your illustration, which is detailed anyway. 8 to 10. Thank you. Yeah, I think so too. And then down here is the flat sketch. So this is where we get really specific. And actually, I'm surprising myself at some of the unusual details here. Like this really unusual armhole. Oh my gosh. How nice to meet myself as a stranger and become excited about. Look at this. 2 different kind of pockets. Your kids have, that's cool. Yes. I'm really looking forward to grandchildren. And then look at the back here. Just like a backpack, you know? So those are the details that flats can make so much clearer that you don't really see so well in a sketch. So that's what's happening here. I do think that a big wide cuff like that is going to be really inconvenient for a kid to be able to do anything. Right, a bell sleeve like that, that would be more for dressing up, but it wouldn't be great for actually doing activities. So I want to rethink that. Thank you. Oh, I just missed your name, but I recognized your name when you came on. I realized a big mistake here. You see that this detail? Thank you so much, Eileen. This blouse has these like rows of elastic stitching in it. And I thought this was a one-piece dress under the denim jumper. But now I'm looking at my designs because I did these 25 years ago. And see that it's a, oh no, this is the dress. Okay, so here's the dress with a poofy Thank you. Oliver Twist. That's awesome. So, gathers here make the flares. Gathers going into elastic waistband above and below. Raglan sleeve. Gathers into the neckline. And this is actually like a paper bag neckline, if you know what I mean, where you just like elasticize and then let it poof. Usually seen on pants, not shirts. But and then gathers. What I see down here for this shirt was that I did a kimono sleeve with 3 rows of gathers, but I didn't draw the gathers. And you see how weird that looks? So that you can see elastic, 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 elastic. Okay. Okay, Karen. You're the truest, bluest. Shopaholic. Oh my God. You know, right? Good design maybe is forever. Listen to me. Good designs forever. I'm talking about myself, but I always believe in classic. Like timeless and ethnic clothes are my biggest inspiration. That's why you see a lot of like kimono sleeves and things. So here I would put a lot more gathers. This is the elastic, but I actually forgot for some reason. I was probably doing this at the last second to put gathers above and below the elastic. You would always have it above and below if it's elastic, right? And the gathers, I draw them this way. I do demonstrations about that. I'm just not going to do that now because I'm not even at my art table. So that's that dress. And then here is the shirt. So again, I kind of forgot to emphasize the gathers in the drawing as well. But it has these patch pockets using that plaid. So isn't it fun to take like one fabric and reinterpret it several times? So here's the plaid on the yellow shirt, but here's a, oh, that's not the plaid. This shirt is another, it's a knit that has the same colors as the plaid, a double knit jacquard, and that's downstairs. My fabric, it's really sad for me to be presenting this without the fabric swatches after all that. I picked them up. I had this in hand, and did I really leave them downstairs, or are they like, they're probably like right behind me somewhere. Okay, anyways. Colored pencils are what I use to draw the textures on. So this is a heavy whale corduroy. I always love corduroy because it has directions on it. You can play with the directions of the stripes. So that's what I did here. This is not the directions on corduroy. This is a twill, like a denim twill, I believe, that I was drawing the diagonal of the twill. Contrast yellow cuffs. So I got like primary colors. These are still my go-to colors. Even my branding colors are like primaries. Color gives me energy, makes me feel light. Okay, see this jumper? Here it is. But not only do we have the front sketch, we have the back sketch too. So look at that. I didn't realize I have like this big extra glob of material, of fabric in the back. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you so much. And you came on later. I love plaid. I wore it in the Catholic school. I bet you did. I always wondered what it would be like to be in a school with a uniform, whether that would provide some freedom and more equality among students, or whether it's like feels oppressive. I don't know. Tartan, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Tartan. I was using your technique sketching last night. So helpful. Oh, I hated it. Okay. But Marie, thank you for letting me know. I'm also curious which techniques you used. Because I just love to know. I'm too close to my own subject. You know, I love to know what's helpful, what's needed, what you guys want to know, stuff like that. Oh, by the way, you'll notice that on this page, I overlapped front and back flats, like every time. Now think about it. If you're looking at the presentation and they weren't overlapping, it would just be pretty overwhelming. There would be twice as many shapes to look at. This helps condense them a little bit. They take up less space, and it's just a little bit easier on the eye. Fronts in front, and then I'll overlap it over the back. I haven't made any of these. I could. Plumb line, rib cage and hip blocks, and the triangle feet. Yay! Is that an old scope? That wasn't yesterday, right? Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah. So I haven't made any of these up, but I can. I can make anything if I just have the time. Which actually I'm madly in love with making. Oh, that's for sure. Oh, look at this. So see that jumper? It's over a turtle. Oh, it's not over a turtleneck. Okay, I'll show you what it's over. So take a look at this. And we're going to go over here. Yeah, you hear, right? Especially once the kids come. Didn't scope it. Maybe I'll scope painting it later. No, I mean, I was wondering if it was if you saw it on Catch, or whether it wasn't a scope that was still up, right? Or whether it was on Vimeo. It's great to know. Mother Superior was evil, wicked, and they hated children. Yeah, I imagine. So this jumper, because it's backless, it's almost like an apron. It's more of decorative, like pure fashion thing. You can't really wear it by itself because of the open back. I didn't really think of that. And I do need to think about, how do we put this on? Does it zip? You know, does it button? That's something that should be thought out. Always think about closures. And I think this is maybe this is a cargo pocket, because it looks like a joy neck. So this is what's under it. This is knit. I had a double knit jacquard, and seriously, it looks just like what you're looking at there. That pattern. It actually is a knit that looks like an ikat. You see that? And it's downstairs, which is so not right. So here she's wearing the ikat double knit jacquard top. Yeah, I thought that, I'm trying to remember when I talked about the feet. And I'm so glad. And I think you had asked about the feet. So this is the jacquard, but this is the plaid. So I love mixing prints and patterns. And that totally is only because of Paris. When I got to Paris and I saw all the African fashion in the streets, I just never went back to like not mixing prints or loving prints. It just blew my mind. And it's funny because it's been like 20 years and I'm still like mind blown by it. Just showing the group again. You can't see the whole group because of this vertical thing. And then, what else? We have a classic shirt here, but it's a pull over. Just opens at the neck. And then another version of that jumper, but this one has a low waist. And this one has high waist. So this is some food for thought. I used, I'm looking at this. This looks like a Hi Sew swag. This is Prismacolor colored pencil that I used for these. The nice thing about Prismacolor colored pencil is you see the variation from light lines to dark lines. Hello, how are you today? Oh, did you scope today? Every time I see the word sew in a name, I'm like, oh, they're probably scoping about sewing all the time. And I'd like to check them out. Have a great lunch, Sammy, and I love visiting with you every day. Oh, you never scope, but you sew. Bye, Sammy. Thanks for stopping by. Sammy's like a ray of sunshine bouncing around the scope rooms. See what I mean? The proof is in the emojis. Bye-bye, sweetheart. Getting back. So this is how, another way you can just design, period. One thing, the last thing I'm going to leave you with on this scope. And by the way, does anyone not know me? I'm LVolpintesta. I'm the founder of Fashion Illustration Tribe, an online program, online classes for fashion design, sketching, and illustration. I've taught at Parsons School of Design for 20 years. The first 5 years was pattern making, draping, and sewing. And then the rest was design development and illustration. And I created their first online studio design course, doing fitting with Sew to Fit. Oh! That's great. That's great. She's so knowledgeable. Peace and blessings, Sammy. Bye, love. Say hi to your hubby from all the girls. Say, you know, have a great trip. Have a nice afternoon. So, what was I going to say? Yeah, Andrea, she knows her stuff. And fitting, that's the thing. When I used to sew before I learned pattern making, she is. When I first learned pattern making, it really rocked my world because buying commercial patterns, I would spend all this time making something. I spent all my time making something that, you know, by the time I finished all the work and put it on, it never fit like I expected it to. Bummer. So it's very empowering what she's teaching and the experience. She's so experienced. So that's so awesome. Yeah. And do you all know each other? Follow each other? Thank you. I prepared myself. It's like I'm going to scope and I want to look nice. Because I got to turn around and every time I meet someone new, I want to introduce my course that starts in January and I'd like to make a nice impression. Even on myself. You know, sometimes you turn the camera and then it catches you and you're like, thank you. You guys. So the reason I'm showing this is pretty much what I aim to get everyone. I was watching Soda Fit last night. Did you come on in the evening? Yeah, it was great. She's so energized and energetic too. I think we're in different time zones because I'm so sure she was not in my time zone. Because I was all winding down, just exhausted, dragging my feet. Fitting's the reason. And when you buy commercial patterns, they're like... When you buy commercial patterns, they're so delicate. They just disintegrate in your fingers and there's no seam allowance drawn on. See, that'll be me when the kids are grown up. When I have some like control over my life, I'll be up all night probably periscoping, yeah. And teaching stuff and have a studio and I'm gonna love it. And at the same time, I don't want this time to end, you know. So what share was, you know, this information about the format. So having sketches, we call these flat sketches. And I don't ever stop and think, thank you, Sammy. You are so beautiful. Thank you so much. This is one way to express your design ideas. But don't think that I just picked up a pencil. Oh, you have to make so many changes. I mean... I didn't know that. I would time and